Hello everyone, myself Miss Pranoti Ravindra Khavne, Assistant Professor in Physics, Mahatma Phule Arts and Science College, Patur. Yesterday we have seen a few concepts related with ideal gas, real gas and transport phenomena in gases. Today we will proceed with few more concepts. Okay, so get ready. So we'll see what is the specific heat. Our today's first topic is specific heat. So its name itself suggests specific heat, that is heat required to raise the temperature of any amount of gas. Okay, so we will see the proper definition. It says that the quantity of heat required to raise the temperature of unit mass of gas through 1 degree, it is called as specific heat. Okay, the SI unit for the specific heat is joule per kg per Kelvin. Now for solids and liquids, specific heat have only one value, but for gases, specific heat has two values. Why this is? Because if there is small change in temperature, it will produce a large change in pressure as well as volume for gases. So we need to define or specify the two specific heats for gases. So let's see more the concepts related with specific heat. So specific heat of gas at constant volume. So again the definition is same, that is the quantity of heat required to raise the temperature of unit mass of gas through 1 degree, but when its constant is kept but when its volume is kept constant, at that time we can say that this heat as specific heat of gas at constant volume. Similarly, specific heat of gas at constant pressure is defined as quantity of heat required to raise the temperature of unit mass of gas through 1 degree when its pressure is kept constant. Okay, so next are molar heat capacity of gas at constant volume and molar heat capacity of gas at constant pressure. We will firstly see molar heat capacity of gas at constant volume. It is defined as the quantity of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 kilomole of gas through 1 degree when its volume is kept constant. See here the difference between specific heat at constant volume just and molar heat capacity of gas at constant volume. Okay. In previous definition, it was the quantity of heat required to raise temperature of unit mass of gas through 1 degree, and here quantity of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 kilomole of gas through 1 degree when their volume is kept constant. Okay. Similarly, molar heat capacity of gas at constant pressure is defined as the quantity of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 kilomole of gas through 1 degree when its pressure is kept constant. Again, there is a SI unit defined for this, and it is joule per mole per Kelvin. Okay, joule per mole per Kelvin. So in exams you might have to write the difference between specific heat capacity and molar heat capacity. So please do remember the main difference that in specific heat we have defined to raise the temperature of, that is the heat required to raise the temperature of 1 unit of gas, and here 1 kilomole of gas, right? And there is difference in their unit also. The for specific heat capacity the unit is we have defined the unit is joule per kg per Kelvin, and for molar heat capacity its SI unit is joule per mole per Kelvin, right? So we'll move to next. So what is the relation of specific heat? So first we have given a Myers relation, and it is given that for molar heat capacities Cp and Cv here. So for molar heat capacities Cp minus Cv is equal to R, where R is molar gas constant, right? Next, ratio of two specific heats. So Myers relation is about molar heat capacity, and the second relation we are seeing it is the ratio of only specific heats. So it is given as gamma is equal to Cp by Cv, right? Now we'll move towards next concepts. Specific heat of mono, di and polyatomic gases. So Let's consider we have 1 mole of gas, and the gas contains the number of molecules. And yesterday we have seen, if we have to define the number of molecules, then we use the term Avogadro's number. So the gas contains the number of molecules equal to Avogadro's number. Then see, I have used too many concepts in this equation, that is small n, capital N, U, R, T, K, right? So what these concepts are, small n represents number of degrees of freedom of each molecule. Capital N use the number of Avogadro, represents Avogadro's number. And what is the value of Avogadro's number? It's 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 particles per mole, right? Then according to law of equipartition of energy, the kinetic energy associated with each degree of freedom, what we have seen yesterday, it is half of kT, right? So that kinetic energy is given by half of kT, and here T defines the absolute temperature and K is the Boltzmann constant. So now we can say total internal energy of 1 mole of gas is given as, U represents total internal energy, right? So U is equal to capital N into small n into half of kT, right? But K is defined as R by N. So half of capital N into small n into R by N into T. Here capital N will get cancelled with each other and we will get half of N R T, right? Now next, the specific heat capacity CV at constant volume is given by, CV is given by del U by del T, but we have defined the value of U, that is half of nRT. So we will put the value of U, that is del T of half of nRT, right? So we are differentiating it with respect to T, so we will get CV is equal to half of nR. But again we have defined the value of R, that is Meyer's relation we just have studied, and for perfect gas it is Cp minus Cv is equal to R. So we will put the value there in the above equation. Therefore we will get Cp is equal to R plus what, R plus Cv, and what is the value of Cv we have got, that is half of N into capital R. So from these above two equations we also know the value or the relation of specific heat, that is gamma is equal to Cp by Cv, and we have got now the value of Cp, that is if we multiply that or simplify that third number equation, we will get twice R plus nR upon 2. And what is value of Cv? That is half of nR. So it will get a reciprocal of that, means 2 by nR. Okay, again this 2 will get cancelled and we will get twice R plus nR upon nR, and we will have the value 1 plus 2 by n, that is equation number 4. Okay, now for monoatomic gas, small n, that is degrees of freedom is 3, we have seen yesterday. So the above relation will modify as 1 plus 2 by 3 and will have value of 1.67. Then for diatomic gas, number of degrees of freedom is 5. So gamma is equal to 1 plus 2 by 5 and this will equal to 7 by 5, that is 1.4. And for polyatomic gas, we have seen degrees of freedom is 6. So gamma is equal to 1 plus 2 by 6, that is 8 by 6, and it will be 1.34. Okay, so I hope you have understood these concepts well and these equations even. So if you have any sort of query, please comment in the comment section and let me know. I will try to solve your queries, right? Thank you everyone. Thank you.